Hi guys, I hope you don't mind the really casual look. I'm literally in my pyjamas and I'm just about ready to go to bed, but I thought I'd quickly film my part 2 and last bit of my wrap up for December in terms of what I read in books and stuff. So I've got 4 books to chat about. I'm going to try and zip through it as quickly as I can. So the first book, well not the first book, but the actual main book, because you might be wondering why am I talking about part 2. Well, part 1 was like the year-thon wrap up and was like mainly comics and graphic novels, but I do have a graphic novel here and a kind of picture book. It was just getting too excessive with the amount of books that I had in that first part, so I thought I'd tag it on into this one too. I'm going to kick off with this one. This is George R.R. Martin's A Clash of Kings, which is book 2 in the Song of Ice and Fire series. I'm not going to talk too much about this because it is like a sequel, and also I do plan to do a full review on this. If you're interested, I'll try and get that up as quickly as I can. But I gave it 4 stars and I really enjoyed the more depth we got, and just everything in general was really good. But I will be going into more depth for this in a review for itself. Then I decided to pick up The Fox and the Star by Coralie Bickford Smith, and isn't that just the cutest name? I think that's such a lovely name. And basically this is a kind of middle grade young children's book about a fox whose only friend is the star at night to help him guide him on his travels and to find food and stuff. And one day Star's not there, so he has to face the darkness alone. I thought it was quite a cute book. It's got some really beautiful art style, like just look at those end pages. Absolutely stunning, and there's quite a lot of illustrations. There's not very much text, like for example it just has things like that, and it's quite striking in the colours it uses in contrast with each other, which is pretty cool. I ended up giving it a kind of high 3.5 stars, and although it was really quite adorable, I just feel like it lacked I guess story and emotion and any morals from it. It was just a cute kind of easy to read story. It took me about 10 minutes to read through it. Although I would happily pick it up and read it again, I just don't think it has much context, you know, and if it did have that context I would totally have rated it so much higher, because it really is just a beautiful book. Strange as it is to say, I think the paper quality is so nice. It's really nice. It just feels so luxurious. It looks luxurious. It's just beautiful. I just wish it had more substance to it than it did. Then I decided to read The Curious, Exciting and Slightly Disturbing Science of Squid Kraken by Wendy Williams. Now this was an interesting book for me to pick up. I was expecting a kind of heavy on the science, maybe a shorter read, but I kind of got more of a account of a particular research cruise with kind of installments of other things surrounding squid and cephalopods and the science behind it in general. And I like the fact that it was easy to read. We had a witty kind of author who made things easily understandable and was quite easy to joke with and stuff, but there were scenes in this where, I will say this is non-fiction by the way, it's a real, you know, it's about real stuff, real life, it actually happened. But I will say that I didn't appreciate her jokey, witty humour when it came to the careless cruelty that was showed in this book. She was quite easily glazing over the fact that they would snip live squids' heads off, just, you know, like cutting a block of cheese really. It was just as simple as that. And I thought, damn, these creatures, they feel, surely, and you're not even giving them any like local anaesthetic or anything to knock them out. You're just cutting off their limbs and their heads, and I just thought that was quite cruel and quite, I don't know, the way she described it, it's like she thought nothing of it, you know, and it seemed that the scientists around thought nothing of it as well, which I thought was quite cruel. But that's just my own opinion on that sort of thing. I do have my dislikes and my likes about this book. My Goodreads link is down below as usual if you want to kind of read my in-depth review, because I go into quite a few pros and cons sort of thing on there. But in general, I feel like this was a really fascinating book, and I do feel like I've come out of it knowing a greater deal more than I ever did about cephalopods and, you know, squids and stuff surrounding that. So I just thought it was really interesting. I'm happy to have read it. I just wish some of the writing for certain events was more sensitive and more, you know, humane, if you know what I mean. So yeah, if you guys have read anything like this before, or you've read this, let me know what you think. And also if you have any other suggestions for scientific books like this, because I'm trying to broaden my horizons and read more sort of around my area of degree. So yeah, that's that one. And the last thing I finished for December, and I guess the year of 2016, is Killing and Dying by Adrian Tomine, I'm not too sure how to pronounce that. I went into this with not the highest expectations, sure, but I still had relatively up there expectations. and I didn't really get what I was expecting. Now this is a collection of I think about 6 short stories. They have nothing to do with each other, and they're all quite different from each other. They've got different art styles and stuff, which I think is pretty cool. But it was just a very quiet read. Nothing really much happened in each story. We didn't get a lot of character development really or anything like that. It was just a so-so story. It's a graphic novel. For example, here's one of the art styles. But yeah, as I say, that's just an example. It's got quite a few different variances. Is that the word? I don't know. Different kind of art styles as it goes through the different stories. Honestly, I thought I was going to get more of a thought-provoking experience from reading this book. I just feel like I'm left a little bit underwhelmed. It didn't really give me much that I was hoping for. I don't really feel anything particularly powerful about it, but still it was pleasant to read. I did enjoy my time reading it, and it was, you know, it held my attention for as long as it did, you know. The only ones that I really thoroughly enjoyed and would happily like read on their own, if that makes sense, like pick them out of the collection and just read them on their own, is Amber Sweet and Translated from the Japanese. I thought they were the ones that had the most, I don't know, intriguing aspects about them. I thought they were interesting to read and very, very unique. So yeah, I would totally recommend those 2 stories if they ever release this in single. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'd recommend those 2 out of the 6. The other 4, they're so-so. They're alright. They all have their ups and downs, but they're not as powerful as I was hoping them to be. It's a gorgeously published book. The illustrations, as I mentioned time and time again, are very, very pretty. I do like the way they look. The book itself is very, very nice. But overall it just left me a little bit underwhelmed. I did give it a 3 stars, but yeah, I'm just rambling now. I'm very, very tired and would like to go to sleep. So that's my very, very tired December book wrap up. Let me know what you've been reading during December, what you hope to read in January, and I will speak to you very, very soon. Bye.